Mina walked through the quiet hallways of her company building. The lights of the city outside shone through the large glass windows, but the office was empty. Most employees had gone home hours ago. She usually left late too, but tonight something felt different. As she passed the lobby, she noticed Tom, the janitor, moving quickly with his mop and bucket. He usually worked quietly, focusing only on his tasks, but tonight he seemed restless. Mina paused, curious. She wondered why he was still here at this late hour. It was 2 in the morning. For a moment she considered ignoring him. After all, it was not her business where he went. But a strange feeling pulled her forward. Mina was a CEO used to making decisions, solving problems, and leading people. She was also someone who liked to know the truth. That curiosity made her step silently behind Tom. Tom exited the building through a side door. He glanced around quickly, as if making sure no one was watching. Mina ducked behind a pillar, keeping herself hidden. She saw him walk toward the old warehouse district nearby. The streets were empty and quiet. The sound of her own heartbeat echoed in her ears. The warehouse district looked abandoned. Broken windows, faded paint, and rusted metal created a sense of silence that almost felt alive. Mina slowed her steps, making sure not to be noticed. She had walked through city streets late at night before, but this felt different. There was a sense of mystery, a feeling that something extraordinary was about to happen. Tom reached a large warehouse. Mina crouched behind a stack of wooden crates, watching him carefully. He paused in front of a wall that seemed solid and empty. Then, surprisingly, he pressed a small, almost invisible button on the side of the building. A hidden door slid open, revealing darkness inside. Mina's eyes widened. She had never seen anyone open a hidden door before. She felt a rush of excitement mixed with fear. She knew she should turn back, go home, and forget what she had seen, but she could not. Something inside her wanted to know what Tom was hiding. She crept forward, careful not to make a sound. Inside, the warehouse was much larger than it appeared from the outside. Dust covered the floor, and broken furniture was scattered around. Mina noticed old crates stacked high, some labeled with faded letters she could not read. But what caught her attention was a faint light coming from a corner. Tom moved toward the light. Mina followed, her heart beating faster. She felt like she was stepping into a different world. As she got closer, she realized it was not a normal light. Small screens floated in the air, glowing with blue and green colors. Lines of symbols moved across them, shapes that looked like maps of stars and planets. Mina took a deep breath. Her mind raced. What was this place? How could a janitor have access to something so advanced? She had seen many high-tech laboratories in her career, but this was different. The technology here did not feel like it belonged to anyone she knew. Tom turned slightly and noticed her hiding. Mina froze. She expected him to yell or call security, but instead, he just smiled slightly, almost as if he had been expecting her. He whispered, "I wondered if someone would follow me tonight." Mina stepped out from her hiding place. This is incredible," she said softly. "What is this place?" Tom motioned for her to follow. "You should see it for yourself," he said. He walked carefully toward a large metal door at the end of the warehouse. The door opened automatically, revealing a stairway that led down into darkness. Mina hesitated for a moment. The stairway looked old and worn, but the light below promised something extraordinary. She took a deep breath and followed Tom. Each step down felt heavier, but her excitement grew. She felt like she was discovering a secret that no one else had ever seen. The stairway led to a hidden laboratory. The walls were lined with screens, machines, and strange devices that hummed softly. Holograms floated in the air, showing star maps, diagrams of robots, and unknown symbols. Mina could not believe her eyes. She had never imagined anything like this existed beneath the city. Tom walked toward a central console. "This is what I take care of," he explained. "I clean, maintain, and make sure it is safe. But it is more than that. It is very old. Very powerful." Mina looked around, her curiosity turning into awe. She stepped closer to a floating screen. A galaxy of stars spun slowly in front of her eyes. Some symbols moved and changed almost as if they were alive. She reached out, but the hologram shifted away, teasing her. "Who built this?" Mina asked, her voice barely a whisper. Tom shook his head. "No one knows. It has been here longer than anyone remembers. We just protect it." Mina felt a shiver run down her spine. This place was a mystery, but it also felt important. She realized that the janitor she had always seen as ordinary was guarding something extraordinary, something that could change lives, maybe even the world. The hum of machines filled the silence. Mina looked at Tom. "Why me?" she asked. Tom smiled. "Because you are curious. Because you want to know the truth. Most people would never follow. Most people would leave it alone." Mina nodded. She felt a strange sense of responsibility. She was not just a visitor here. She was part of something bigger now, something that required her courage, her intelligence, and her vision. She turned to look at the screens again. Each one seemed to tell a story, show a path, or offer knowledge that humanity had never known. She felt both small and powerful at the same time. She realized that what she had stumbled upon was not just a secret. It was an opportunity. Tom noticed her fascination. "Be careful," he said softly. "Not everyone is ready for this. It is powerful, yes, but it tests those who use it. Only those with the right heart can truly understand it." Mina nodded. She felt her mind racing with questions, but also with excitement. She knew that this was only the beginning. Something about this night, about this discovery, had changed her forever. She took a deep breath and looked around once more. The warehouse above them might have seemed abandoned to the outside world, but here, below, something incredible waited. Something that could change her life and the lives of everyone around her. As she followed Tom deeper into the lab, she felt a sense of anticipation. She did not know what awaited her, but she knew that she would not turn back. This was a moment of discovery, and Mina was ready to embrace it. The hum of machines, the glow of screens, and the mystery of the hidden lab filled her mind. She realized that curiosity had led her here, and it was curiosity that would guide her forward. The world outside might have been asleep, but in this hidden place, something extraordinary was waking. Mina took another step, her heart pounding with excitement. She had no idea what she would find next, but she was certain of one thing. Her life would never be the same again. Mina followed Tom deeper into the hidden laboratory. The stairway ended at a wide-open space. Soft lights glowed from panels along the walls, illuminating machines and devices she had never seen before. The air smelled faintly of metal and ozone, a smell that made her feel both nervous and excited. Tom walked confidently through the room, as if he had done this 1,000 times. Mina kept close, her eyes scanning everything. Floating screens projected images of stars, planets, and strange symbols that seemed to move on their own. Some screens displayed diagrams of machines that seemed alive, their parts shifting and forming new shapes. "This is incredible," Mina whispered. She stepped closer to a large console that had a holographic display of a spinning galaxy. The stars moved in patterns she could not understand. She reached out her hand, and the galaxy responded. The stars shifted and rearranged themselves as if they recognized her. Tom nodded. "It is alive in its own way," he said. "Not alive like you and me, but aware. It can sense who is here and what they feel." Mina's mind raced. "What is it?" she asked. Tom paused. "This is an alien intelligence. It has been here for a long time, long before humans even thought about space travel. No one built it. It is not from Earth." Mina felt a shiver run down her spine. She had read about theories of extraterrestrial life and advanced technology, but she had never imagined it could be real. And now she was standing in front of it, in a secret lab hidden under a warehouse, guided by a janitor who seemed to know everything. "Why is it here?" she asked. Tom looked at her, his expression serious. "It is waiting. Waiting for humans who are ready. It is powerful, but it does not give its knowledge to just anyone. Only those with the right heart, the right intentions, can understand it and use it." Right. Mina looked at the screens again. The symbols moved faster now, forming shapes she could almost recognize. Some looked like stars, some like machines, and some were patterns she had never seen before. She felt a sense of awe, mixed with fear. Tom led her to a large chamber at the center of the lab. A soft hum came from inside. Mina could see a large object in the middle, covered by a transparent dome. Inside the dome, something glowed with a soft blue light. It was not a machine she had ever seen before. Its surface moved and shifted, almost like it was breathing. "This is it," Tom said. "The core of the intelligence. It has been sleeping for many years. Only when humans are ready does it awaken." Mina stepped closer to the dome. She felt a strange connection, as if something was calling to her. The glow inside pulsed gently, and she felt a warmth that spread through her chest. She realized that this intelligence was not dangerous, at least not yet. It was waiting, observing, learning. "Can it talk?" she asked. Tom shook his head. "Not yet. It communicates in ways that are not like words. It can show visions, give understanding, but it does not speak as we do. You will see in time how it works." Mina took a deep breath. She had always been a leader, used to making decisions and guiding people, but this was different. She was not leading anyone yet. She was learning, observing, trying to understand something far beyond her knowledge. She reached out her hand and touched the dome gently. The blue light responded. Symbols appeared in the air, forming shapes she could almost recognize. Some looked like stars, some like planets, and some like machines she had never seen before. She felt a rush of excitement and fear. Tom watched her closely. "It can sense your intentions," he said. "If your heart is right, it will show you more. If not, it will remain silent. Many people have tried and failed. Only those who are ready can see its secrets." Mina nodded. She felt a sense of determination. She wanted to understand, to learn, to use this knowledge to make the world better. She felt that this was not just about her. It was about humanity. Suddenly, the dome glowed brighter. The symbols moved faster, forming images she could recognize. She saw stars, galaxies, and planets. She saw machines and robots that seemed alive. She saw visions of humans working together, creating new technologies, exploring space, and building a better world. Mina's eyes widened. She realized that this intelligence was showing her possibilities, not just facts. It was giving her a vision of what humanity could achieve. She felt inspired and a little afraid. The responsibility seemed enormous. Tom spoke softly. "It shows what can be, but it also tests. You will need to prove that humanity is ready, that we can use this knowledge for good, not harm." Mina looked at him, her mind racing. "How do we prove it?" she asked. Tom smiled slightly. "By showing that we can care, that we can think beyond ourselves, that we can create, protect, and help. The intelligence will guide you, but it will watch your choices. It will know your heart." Mina felt a mix of excitement and fear. She had always believed in progress, in technology, in leadership, but now she realized that true progress required something more. It required wisdom, empathy, and responsibility. She stepped closer to the dome again. The blue light swirled around her hand. Symbols formed and reformed, showing patterns she could barely understand. Some seemed to respond to her thoughts. It was as if the intelligence was not just observing, but interacting with her. She felt a strange warmth in her chest. It was not just excitement. It was connection, understanding, and hope. She realized that this was not just about technology. It was about what humans could become. Tom watched quietly. "Many people see machines and think of power," he said. "But this is different. It is about potential. It is about what we can achieve when we work together, when we think beyond ourselves." Mina nodded. She felt a sense of clarity. She understood that this discovery was not just a secret to be kept. It was an opportunity, a responsibility, and a challenge. She knew that her life, and perhaps the life of everyone on Earth, could change because of this intelligence. She turned to look at Tom. "I want to learn," she said. "I want to understand. I want to use this for good." Tom nodded. "Then you will need to be patient," he said. "It will test you. It will show you things that are hard to understand. But if your heart is true, It will guide you. Mina took a deep breath. She felt a mix of fear, excitement, and determination. She knew that the path ahead would be difficult. She knew that she would face challenges, tests, and decisions that could change everything. But she also knew that this was her chance to make a difference. To see what humans could truly achieve, the blue light of the dome pulsed gently, and Mina felt a sense of calm and focus. She knew that this was only the beginning. There was much to learn, much to discover, and much to understand. But for the first time in her life, she felt that she was on the right path. The hidden laboratory was no longer just a secret. It was a place of discovery, a place of hope, and a place of transformation. Mina realized that her life had changed the moment she followed Tom into this warehouse. She was no longer just a CEO. She was a student, a leader, and a seeker of knowledge that could shape the future. She took another step closer to the dome, her heart beating with anticipation. She did not know what she would see next, but she knew that she was ready. The intelligence was waiting, watching, and guiding. And Mina was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As the lights of the laboratory glowed around her, Mina felt a sense of awe and responsibility. She realized that this was not just about her curiosity. It was about the future of humanity, and she was ready to take the first step on a journey that could change everything. Mina stood in front of the glowing dome, her heart pounding with anticipation. The blue light pulsed gently, casting moving shadows across the hidden laboratory. She felt an energy in the air, something alive and powerful. It was not just a machine. It was intelligence, ancient and wise. Waiting for someone to prove themselves, Tom watched quietly from a few steps behind. "It is time," he said softly. "It will test you now. You must show that you are ready, that humanity is ready." Mina swallowed hard. She had expected this moment, but the reality of it was more intense than she had imagined. She took a deep breath and reached out her hand toward the dome. The blue light responded immediately. Symbols floated up, forming shapes and lines that seemed to move with her thoughts. Suddenly, the dome glowed brighter. Mina felt a vibration under her feet, as if the intelligence was awakening. The symbols shifted rapidly, forming images she could understand. She saw humans working together, helping one another, exploring space, and creating new technologies. Then the images changed. She saw humans fighting, destroying, ignoring those in need. Mina realized that the intelligence was showing her possibilities. It was not just knowledge. It was a test. It was asking her to understand what it meant to be human, and what humans could achieve if they made the right choices. Tom spoke quietly. "It will guide you, but you must choose. Your heart and mind will be tested. You must show wisdom, compassion, and courage." Mina nodded. She felt a mixture of fear and excitement. She knew that this was a challenge unlike any she had faced before. She had led companies, made tough decisions, and solved complex problems. But this was different. This was about the future of humanity, and the responsibility felt enormous. The first vision appeared in front of her. She saw a city in chaos. People were arguing and fighting over resources. Buildings were damaged, and fires burned in some streets. The intelligence asked her silently, "How would you help these people?" Mina thought carefully. She remembered the lessons she had learned as a leader. She thought about cooperation, sharing knowledge, and helping others. She focused on the idea that humans could work together. She imagined solutions for the city. She imagined providing food, medicine, and energy. She imagined people learning to communicate and solve problems together. The vision changed. The city transformed. Fires disappeared, people worked together, and the city became clean and organized. Mina felt a sense of relief and accomplishment. The intelligence pulsed gently, acknowledging her choice. She understood that the first test was about empathy and vision. It was about seeing problems and imagining solutions that benefit everyone. Next, another vision appeared. Mina was shown a barren planet, empty and silent. Advanced technology floated above the surface, but it was broken and abandoned. The intelligence asked her, "Could humans survive and thrive here? How would you guide them?" Mina felt a surge of determination. She imagined people working together, using knowledge and technology to create a sustainable environment. She imagined building habitats, generating energy, and growing food. She imagined sharing knowledge with everyone to create a society that could last. The planet and the vision began to change. Small plants sprouted, water flowed, and structures appeared. Humans worked together, building a thriving settlement. Mina realized that the intelligence was teaching her the value of cooperation and foresight. It was not just about solving one problem. It was about understanding long-term consequences and thinking beyond oneself. The third test was different. Mina was shown a group of people who had made mistakes. They had used technology for selfish purposes, harming others and the environment. The intelligence asked silently, could humanity change? Could people learn from mistakes and improve? Mina hesitated. She thought about the world she had seen outside the lab, where humans often ignored the needs of others. She thought about her own experiences, both successes and failures. She understood that mistakes were part of growth. She focused on hope and guidance, imagining ways to teach people responsibility, ethics, and care for one another. The vision shifted. The people who had made mistakes began to learn. They shared knowledge, repaired what they had broken, and helped each other. Mina felt a deep sense of satisfaction. She realized that the intelligence was not just testing her. It was teaching her that humanity had potential, that people could grow if guided correctly. Hours seemed to pass as the tests continued. Mina faced challenges that tested her creativity, problem-solving skills, and understanding of human nature. Each time, the intelligence responded to her choices, showing her new possibilities. Sometimes she succeeded immediately. Sometimes she had to think longer, reflect, and try again. Through it all, Tom stayed nearby, offering quiet guidance, but never interfering. He knew that Mina had to face the tests herself. She was not just learning, she was proving that she could lead. She could make decisions that considered not only her own goals, but the well-being of others. Finally, the last test appeared. Mina was shown a vision of the future, far beyond anything she had imagined. Humans were exploring space, building colonies on distant planets, and communicating with other civilizations. But there were dangers, conflict, natural disasters, and scarcity of resources. The intelligence asked silently, could humans rise to the challenge? Could they create a future where life thrived, peace existed, and knowledge was shared? Mina felt overwhelmed. The responsibility seemed enormous. She thought about her company, her life, and the world outside. She realized that true leadership was not about power or wealth. It was about understanding, guiding, and caring for others. She focused on hope, cooperation, and wisdom. She imagined people working together, sharing knowledge, and solving problems with intelligence and compassion. The vision shifted one final time. The future began to glow, showing humans thriving in harmony with technology and nature. The intelligence pulsed brightly, as if acknowledging her understanding. Mina felt a sense of joy and relief. She knew that she had passed the first stage of the awakening. Tom approached her. "You have done well," he said softly. "The intelligence sees that your heart and mind are ready. This is only the beginning, but you have shown that humans can rise to the challenge." Mina nodded, feeling both humbled and inspired. She realized that the journey ahead would be long and challenging. There would be more tests, more decisions, and more opportunities to learn. But she also knew that she had discovered something extraordinary, something that could change not only her life, but the lives of countless others. She looked at the glowing dome. The intelligence pulsed gently, as if waiting for her next step. She understood that this was a partnership, not just a test. It was about learning, guiding, and shaping a future where humanity could thrive. Mina felt a renewed sense of purpose. She was no longer just a CEO or a curious observer. She was a leader, a student, and a participant in something far greater than herself. She knew that she would face challenges, make mistakes, and learn continuously. But she also knew that she had the potential to help humanity reach new heights. As she stepped back and looked around the hidden laboratory, Mina felt a deep connection to the intelligence and to the future it represented. The screens floated above her, showing possibilities and paths yet to be explored. She realized that the world outside might still be asleep, unaware of what lay hidden beneath the warehouse. But she was awake, ready and willing to embrace the journey. Tom smiled at her quietly. "Rest now," he said. "You have done more than most could imagine. Tomorrow, you will begin the next stage. But tonight, remember what you have learned. Remember that your heart, mind, and choices matter. The intelligence will guide you, but your actions will shape the future." Mina nodded, feeling both tired and exhilarated. She took one last look at the glowing dome, her mind full of visions, possibilities, and hope. She knew that her life had changed forever. The awakening had begun, and she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, not just for herself, but for all of humanity. The hidden laboratory was no longer just a secret. It was a place of learning, growth, and transformation. Mina understood that this was the start of a journey that would test her courage, wisdom, and empathy. She was ready to step forward and embrace the future. The blue light of the dome pulsed gently one last time that night. Mina felt a calm confidence wash over her. She had faced the awakening, passed the first tests, and proven that humanity had potential. She was ready for what came next. The next morning, Mina returned to the hidden laboratory before sunrise. The city outside was quiet, and the streets were empty. Inside, the soft glow of the lights in the lab welcomed her like a silent guardian. She felt a sense of purpose stronger than ever. The previous night had shown her the intelligence's potential, but today she would face a deeper challenge. Tom was already there, preparing the central console. "Today the tests will be different," he explained. "Before, the intelligence showed you visions. Now, it will test how you act, how you choose, and how you lead. It will show the consequences of your decisions. It is no longer about observing. It is about doing." Mina nodded. She felt both excitement and a little fear. She knew that real challenges were coming. She had imagined many possibilities, but she had never faced consequences in this way. She understood that this was a moment to prove herself, not just in thought but in action. The intelligence pulsed gently. A holographic map appeared in the center of the room. It showed a planet with cities, rivers, forests, and deserts. Symbols marked areas of need, places where humans struggled or suffered. Mina realized that she was being asked to make decisions for the people on this planet. "Your first challenge," Tom said, "is to help a city in crisis. The intelligence will show you options, but the choice is yours. Think carefully about the consequences." Mina focused on the city in the hologram. She saw people running through damaged streets, struggling for food, water, and shelter. Fires burned in parts of the city. She understood that any decision she made would affect thousands of lives. The intelligence presented three options. The first was to provide immediate relief food, water, and medicine without planning for the future. The second was to invest in rebuilding infrastructure, but delay immediate help. The third was a combination. Distribute some resources while planning for long-term recovery. Mina thought carefully. She knew that acting too slowly could cost lives, but acting without planning could cause chaos later. She focused on balance. She imagined people receiving help while also learning to rebuild and organize their city. She chose the third option. The city and the hologram responded. Relief supplies arrived, people began working together, and the fires were put out. At the same time, plans were made to rebuild homes, schools, and hospitals. Mina felt a sense of satisfaction. The intelligence pulsed brighter, acknowledging her decision. Tom nodded. "Good, that shows you understand immediate needs and long-term responsibility. The next test will challenge your morality and empathy." The hologram shifted. Mina now saw a group of humans in conflict over limited resources. They argued, threatened, and sometimes attacked each other. The intelligence asked her silently, "Could you find a way for them to cooperate? Could you guide them to act for the greater good?" Mina thought about the lessons she had learned from the visions the previous night. She imagined creating rules, agreements, and plans that encouraged cooperation. She imagined teaching people to share, communicate, and respect one another. She imagined guiding them to focus on common goals instead of selfish desires. Slowly, she moved her hands over the holographic map, interacting with the symbols. She sent messages of guidance, showing humans how to work together, how to share resources, and how to resolve conflicts peacefully. The hologram responded. People began cooperating, forming councils, distributing resources fairly, and helping each other rebuild their community. Mina felt a sense of pride. She realized that true leadership was not about power or authority. It was about understanding others, guiding them with wisdom, and creating solutions that benefited everyone. She understood that the intelligence was teaching her to think beyond herself, beyond her company, and beyond her own life. The third challenge appeared. Mina now faced a situation that required creativity and vision. A barren region on the planet needed water and food, but the resources were scarce. The intelligence asked, "Could you create a system that helps humans survive and thrive, not just for today, but for generations?" Mina felt her mind race. She thought about technology, agriculture, and energy systems. She imagined building machines that collected water from the air, planted seeds automatically, and created energy from the sun and wind. She imagined teaching humans to manage the land responsibly so that it could sustain life for a long time. She moved her hands over the holographic symbols, designing solutions and assigning tasks. The barren region transformed. Small plants appeared, water flowed, and humans worked together to create a thriving environment. Mina felt a deep satisfaction. The intelligence pulsed with approval, acknowledging her understanding of sustainability and foresight. Tom spoke quietly. "You see, Mina, the intelligence is testing not just your knowledge, but your values. It watches how humans use what they know, how they care for each other, and how they think about the future." Mina nodded. She realized that every choice mattered. Every decision had consequences. She understood that leadership was about responsibility, empathy, and vision, not just ambition or wealth. The fourth test appeared. Mina was shown humans in a difficult situation, struggling with fear, prejudice, and mistrust. The intelligence asked silently, "Could you inspire trust, encourage understanding, and guide them to act together?" Mina focused on communication and empathy. She imagined creating messages that explained the benefits of cooperation, showing examples of success, and encouraging people to see beyond their fear. She imagined leaders emerging who could unite communities, while teaching humans to respect one another, share knowledge, and solve problems together. Slowly, the hologram responded. Fear turned into hope. Prejudice faded as humans learned to understand each other. Communities began to work together, sharing resources and knowledge. Mina felt a sense of joy. She understood that the intelligence was teaching her the power of empathy, communication, and moral leadership. Finally, the last challenge appeared. Mina was shown a vision of the future, far beyond the planet she had seen before. Humans were exploring space, facing new dangers, and interacting with civilizations she had never imagined. The intelligence asked silently, could humans rise to these challenges? Could they act responsibly, creatively, and wisely? Mina felt overwhelmed. The responsibility seemed enormous. She thought about all the lessons she had learned: empathy, cooperation, foresight, and moral guidance. She focused on hope, vision, and courage. She imagined humans working together, sharing knowledge, exploring space safely, creating a future that honored life and wisdom. The hologram responded. Humans thrived, building space stations, exploring distant planets, forming peaceful connections with other civilizations. They used knowledge responsibly, solved problems creatively, and worked together for the good of all. Mina felt a deep sense of accomplishment. She realized that she had passed the most important test. Tom approached her. The intelligence sees that you understand humanity, he said. It sees that you can guide, teach, and inspire. It sees that humans have potential for greatness when guided with wisdom and compassion. Mina nodded, feeling both humbled and inspired. She understood that this was only the beginning. The real responsibility was not just in the lab, but in the world outside. She had seen what humans could achieve, and now it was her task to help make it real. She looked at the glowing dome, which pulsed gently, as if acknowledging her understanding. She realized that the intelligence was not just a tool, but a guide. It would help humans, but it relied on humans to make the right choices, to act wisely, and to lead responsibly. Mina felt a renewed sense of purpose. She was no longer just a curious CEO. She was a leader, a teacher, and a guardian of knowledge that could shape the future. She knew that the challenges ahead would be greater, that she would face difficult choices, and that mistakes could happen. But she also knew that hope, empathy, and courage could guide her in humanity. The hidden laboratory no longer felt like a secret place. It was a place of learning, growth, and transformation. Mina understood that the intelligence had chosen her to begin a journey that would test her courage, wisdom, and heart. She was ready to embrace that journey. Tom smiled quietly. "Rest now, Mina," he said. "Tomorrow, the real work begins. You have learned much, but action will be the true test. Remember everything you have seen. Your heart, mind, and choices will shape the future." Mina nodded. She felt tired but fulfilled. She took one last look at the dome, her mind full of visions, lessons, and hope. She knew that her life had changed forever. The test of humanity had begun, and she was ready to act not just for herself, but for everyone. The intelligence pulsed softly, filling the laboratory with a sense of calm and purpose. Mina felt that she was part of something extraordinary, a journey that would challenge her, teach her, and inspire her. She knew that the future depended on her choices and her courage. As she left the lab for the night, Mina looked at the city outside. The world seemed quiet and unaware, but she knew that it was waking slowly to possibilities. She was ready to lead, guide, and inspire. She was ready to help humanity rise to the challenges of the future. The morning sun had not yet touched the city when Mina returned to the hidden laboratory. She felt a mix of excitement and determination. The tests of the intelligence had shown her the potential of humanity, the importance of empathy, cooperation, and vision. Now, it was time to put that understanding into action. Tom was already there, cleaning and maintaining the equipment as usual. "Today," he said quietly, "is not a test. It is the beginning of real work. The intelligence will guide you, but the world outside will be your challenge. Your choices will shape the future." Mina nodded. She felt the weight of responsibility on her shoulders, but it did not frighten her. She had learned from the intelligence that leadership was not about control. It was about guidance, foresight, and using knowledge to help others. She was ready to begin. The dome pulsed with a soft blue light. Mina approached it carefully. The intelligence responded immediately, projecting a holographic map of the world. Cities, forests, oceans, and deserts appeared. Symbols indicated regions in need of help, where humans struggled or faced threats. Mina realized that the intelligence was showing her the areas where her actions could make the greatest difference. Her first focus was the city she had helped in the previous tests. The hologram showed it thriving, but still facing challenges with resources, education, and healthcare. Mina knew that real change required more than temporary fixes. She used the intelligence's guidance to design a system that combined technology, education, and governance. She imagined schools teaching cooperation and science, hospitals providing care for all, and energy systems that used renewable sources. The holographic city responded. Buildings transformed into clean, safe spaces. Energy flowed from solar and wind systems. People worked together, learning from each other and solving problems collectively. Mina felt a deep sense of satisfaction. She realized that knowledge alone was not enough. Action, guidance, and collaboration were necessary to create lasting change. Next, the intelligence projected a barren region. Here, humans struggled to survive with limited water, food, and energy. Mina focused on sustainability. She imagined machines that could gather water from the air, plant seeds, and provide energy. She imagined communities learning to work together, managing resources responsibly, and teaching future generations to respect the land. The holographic region transformed. Rivers flowed, plants grew, and humans worked together to build a thriving society. Mina understood that the intelligence was helping her see what could be achieved when knowledge was used wisely. She felt inspired. The world could change if people applied wisdom, compassion, and creativity. Tom watched quietly. "You see," he said softly, "the intelligence gives you guidance, but you choose how to act. Knowledge without action is wasted. Vision without courage is nothing. You have both now." Mina nodded. She realized that the journey had taught her more than she expected. Leadership was not about power or wealth. It was about responsibility, understanding, and the ability to inspire others. She understood that humans had the potential for greatness if guided with wisdom and care. The intelligence pulsed brighter. Mina saw a vision of space beyond Earth. Humans were exploring distant planets, creating colonies, and using advanced technology responsibly. She realized that the challenges of the future were vast, but humanity could meet them with knowledge, cooperation, and empathy. She imagined building space stations powered by clean energy, colonies that shared resources fairly, and systems that taught humans to work together. The holograms responded, showing thriving civilizations on new worlds, communicating peacefully and solving problems creatively. Mina felt hope for the future. Next, the intelligence showed her Earth again. This time, she saw regions where humans still struggled with conflict, inequality, and environmental damage. Mina understood that the work was not easy. Real change required patience, guidance, and persistent effort. She focused on solutions that combined education, technology, and moral leadership. She projected plans for schools, hospitals, energy systems, and governance structures. She imagined people learning to solve conflicts without violence, sharing resources responsibly, and thinking about the long-term consequences of their actions. The holographic world transformed before her eyes. Cities became organized, forests were protected, and humans worked together for the greater good. Mina felt a deep sense of accomplishment. She understood that true transformation required more than knowledge. It required action, compassion, and the ability to inspire others. She realized that her role was to guide, teach, and help humanity see what was possible. Tom smiled. "You have learned the most important lesson," he said. "Leadership is not about control. It is about understanding, guiding, and helping others reach their potential. You have the heart, the mind, and the vision to make a difference." Mina nodded. She felt proud, but humble. She understood that the journey was ongoing. Challenges would continue, but she had the tools, knowledge, and courage to face them. She looked at the intelligence in the dome and felt a sense of partnership. It was not just a machine or a guide. It was a source of wisdom, helping humans understand their potential and inspiring them to act wisely. The day passed as Mina worked with the intelligence, designing systems to help communities, guide leaders, and educate people. Each decision she made had consequences, and she carefully considered each one. She focused on empathy, sustainability, cooperation, and creativity. She felt a sense of purpose that she had never known before. By evening, Mina had designed plans for multiple regions on Earth. She had created systems that combined technology, education, governance, and moral guidance. She understood that the work of transformation was not a one-time effort. It required continuous care, observation, and adaptation. She was ready for the responsibility. Tom approached her as the last rays of sunlight disappeared. "You have done more than anyone could expect," he said. "The intelligence is pleased. Humanity has potential, and you have shown that you can guide it wisely. The real work is just beginning, but you are ready." Mina smiled, feeling a sense of peace and determination. She realized that the hidden laboratory had changed her life forever. She was no longer just a CEO or a curious observer. She was a leader, a guide, and a guardian of knowledge that could help humanity reach its full potential. She looked at the dome, glowing softly in the darkness. The intelligence pulsed gently, as if acknowledging her understanding and readiness. Mina felt a deep connection to it. She understood that she was part of something greater than herself, a journey that would shape the future of humanity. She took a deep breath and turned toward Tom. "Thank you," she said quietly. "I understand now. The responsibility is mine, but so is the opportunity to make the world better. I will not waste it." Tom nodded. "I know," he said. "You are ready. The world outside is waiting, and you will lead it wisely. Remember everything you have learned. Knowledge, action, and compassion together will create the change you want to see." Mina left the hidden laboratory that night with a renewed sense of purpose. The city outside seemed ordinary, but she knew it was filled with possibilities. She understood that the future depended on the choices she and others made, and she was determined to guide humanity toward cooperation, innovation, and hope. The world would face challenges as it always had, but Mina now knew that humans had the potential to rise above conflict, scarcity, and fear. With knowledge, wisdom, and courage, they could build a future that was brighter, safer, and more just. She smiled as she walked home. She felt the weight of responsibility, but it did not scare her. She felt the excitement of possibility, the hope of transformation, and the certainty that she could make a difference. The hidden laboratory had given her guidance, but the world outside was hers to change. That night, Mina dreamed of cities thriving, deserts blooming, and humans exploring space responsibly. She saw people cooperating, sharing knowledge, and solving problems together. She saw the potential of humanity realized, and she felt hope like never before. When she awoke the next morning, she knew that her life would never be the same. She was ready to act, to guide, and to lead. She was ready to transform not just her company, but communities, nations, and eventually, the world. The intelligence in the hidden laboratory pulsed softly, a silent reminder that guidance was always available. Mina understood that the journey of transformation was ongoing. It required patience, wisdom, and courage. But she also understood that humans could rise to the challenge. They could achieve greatness if they acted with empathy, foresight, and responsibility. Mina felt a sense of calm determination. She had faced the tests, learned the lessons, and seen the potential of humanity. Now, she would take action. She would use knowledge to create systems that helped people, guided leaders, and inspired cooperation. She would show that humans could achieve greatness when guided wisely. The hidden laboratory had changed her life. It had given her knowledge, tests, and guidance. But it had also given her something more, a vision of what humanity could become. Mina knew that the future was full of possibilities. She was ready to embrace them. She looked at the city outside her window, knowing that the journey had only begun. She was ready to lead, guide, and inspire. She was ready to help humanity rise to its full